Hey guys, I'm back with a new devlog for my horror survival game Lost Hours. It's been a long time since my last one, a number of months. Probably people think that I stopped working on it, but it's actually the opposite. I have been working on it a lot and just not making devlogs, so unfortunately this one might be kind of long because I have a lot of stuff to show you guys that I've done. And I'm gonna not go through how I made everything. I'm just going to show that I did. If you guys would like to see more in-depth videos of how I built something, please let me know in the comments and I'll do that because I want to try and keep this devlog short. It's going to be longer probably than I'm going to want it to be anyway, but you know, stuff happens and I'm really bad at keeping track of my work, so I need to do devlogs more frequently. I'm very aware of that, but I got backed up and I have a list here, so bear with me. I might mess up a couple times because I have a big long list here of things that I've implemented and done, and I did just test the game and hopefully it'll work out and not, you know, be Unity buggy. The first thing I'd like to say too, before I show you guys Unity, is I made a Discord server for Lost Hours. If you guys are interested in the project and would like to follow it a little better than just subscribing to me on YouTube, I'll put a link to the Discord server in the description for this video, so check that out if you're interested. You can sign up for update pings. You'll get pinged every time I release, you know, some big update for this. You'll get screenshots, concept art, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's just a little bonus thing for my followers here if you would like to do that. I also made a major bunch of updates to the game design document, which is also available on my website. And I also did a full write-up on games that I used as a reference for creating Lost Hours, which obviously a lot of it is based off of Silent Hill, so you're going to see lots of Silent Hill stuff on here. So if anybody that's interested in like the deep down aspects of Lost Hours, you can check this stuff out on my website, mckinleymassacre.com. I'll also post a link to that in the description of my website, or I'm sorry, of the video. Anyway, so yeah, the website for the main page for Lost Hours is all updated. You guys can check it out. I have new screenshots, game design document, all kinds of cool stuff, and my server is up. So since that is done, I will show you guys Unity now. The first thing you're gonna notice here, if I turn all these ugly things off, since my last devlog, and this is really cool, is I actually have character models now. I did not make these. These are not custom or handmade or anything. They are created by Ready Player Me, which is a 3D avatar creation website. And they actually had some pretty decent setups for how I imagined a number of these characters. The only one that's really very inaccurate is this guy right here who's supposed to be a police officer. I just gave him a generic outfit because they don't have outfits like that. It's all like casual stuff. So just pretend he's a police officer, I guess. But it just makes it a lot more interesting for testing and playing around. Is like, you know, instead of having the weird little like the Mixamo robots, it's nice to have like actual character models. And I'm going to be using these guys for probably a good while I continue to develop this game. Makes it look a lot more like a real game, that's for sure, instead of running around as a robot and all that. You'll also notice that I've done a lot of work to the world here. I am still not done. I'm not even halfway done yet. I haven't done anything over at the gas station mart here. But the lobby is just about done, save for some prop details. Like there's supposed to be magazines on the table here, and probably some, I'll do some decal stamping around because it's supposed to be kind of grungy. This is just for testing. There's not supposed to be like a weird mystery chest here. That was for storage testing, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. But yeah, so the world has a bunch more details in it now. I have motel rooms that have all kinds of little details and stuff. I even made like a little coffee maker here. So That's kind of cool, and I had fun doing all this. I did all this with uModeler X. I think I mentioned that in my last devlog. I'm not sure if I did. It's been a while. But yeah, so all of this environment is built using uModeler X. I did recently replace the trees in the vegetation system. I did get the vegetation engine while it was on sale. So that combined with Broccoli Tree Creator was used to create these trees, and I don't know if you can see, but they're actually moving in the wind just slightly, which was a really neat aspect of the vegetation engine. It's a little bit performance heavy because I have so many trees, and the bushes here move too, like oh gosh, Unity's gonna freak out on me now. All of the ferns and everything are moving too. You can see, and they I'll show you guys when I jump into play mode in a second here. They react to players walking into them. The leaves will actually move. That's all through Vegetation Engine. And to help with the performance a little bit, I ended up downloading a asset called frustum culling. It's a weird word having to do with cameras that I can't pronounce. Basically, it just culls everything that's off screen, and it works a lot better than Unity's built-in occlusion settings. And I have gotten a pretty big performance boost from using it, especially using the vegetation engine. It has worked out pretty well. And you can change it to do camera-based culling or distance-based culling. I'm using distance-based culling because of the way my camera and the fog works, but it works really well, and I'm really happy with the way that the vegetation and everything is turning out at this point. I did hand make the ferns here. They're actually drawn. I'll turn the lighting back off. There's line art around them. They're hand-drawn leaves with details and stuff to look kind of cartoony. So those are all handmade. The trees, like I mentioned, were made with Broccoli Tree Creator. I'm not super happy with, obviously the roots look kind of weird. Broccoli was not meant to make redwood trees, so that was kind of a struggle. It's great for basically everything else, but redwood trees were kind of awkward to make. I will make better models in the future, but I'm definitely not worried about that right now. I just want to get this game playable for people, and then I'll worry about the graphics. So that's not a big concern for me at the moment. The textures were all handmade too. The leaves I hand drew out on Clip Studio and made alpha clipping textures for these guys. I'll also add that I added Microsplat to this project, which is why the ground looks so much better and different. And the performance boost was pretty nice too. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my grass. There's my pretty grass blowing in the wind. Same thing, it moves when the character runs through it. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But yeah, so I did a lot of performance boosting. I did a lot of terrain and environment rebuilding. Everything is starting to actually kind of look like a real game at this point. I mean, maybe a little bit like a PS2 game, but that's alright, because that's kind of what I'm going for anyway. So I don't mind it having a little bit of junky looking graphics, because that's honestly kind of the style that I'm going for. I did this, I'll show you guys my gas pump here. I shouldn't be taking this much time, but oh well. You guys can skip this if you guys don't care about my my terrain or anything. And oh, the texture didn't carry over to the other side. I'll have to fix that later. But yeah, so I hand modeled these and textured them myself. This is again all in uModeler X. The cars are not mine; those are Cinti models. But the gas station is all hand modeled, hand textured. Did all this in Clip Studio Paint, made a texture out of it, unwrapped all of these models and slapped the texture on there. Looks pretty decent. Here's the entire scene as a whole, you guys can see. I don't know why I guess this is an alpha clipping. I don't know if it's a Unity issue, but like the alpha clipping looks really weird when you zoom out and it looks like the trees have snow on them or something. They don't really. I don't know what that is, but whatever. So that is my environment progress so far. And then let me see, what else do I have on my list here. The game itself, I redid a bunch of the internal system workings for this stuff, all the back-end stuff that you're not going to see in the game, but it's a lot cleaner here in the hierarchy. I have a game manager here, which I've mentioned in the past that I always do. It grew a lot. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. I ended up redoing a whole bunch of systems here, specifically the inventory, which if I tried to explain the extent of the inventory system in this video, it would be like 2 hours long. So I'm not going to do that. I will show you guys the inventory, but I'm definitely not going to make I'm not going to talk about how I built it in this video, because this video is just probably still going to be unnecessarily long because I can talk a lot. But yeah, so all of this stuff basically has been rebuilt. I did end up buying the State Machine module for Game Creator 2, and I replaced a bunch of this stuff with state machines. Mainly there's the player control system here, which I'll show you guys. Just kind of clean stuff up, and then for, oh goodness, Unity, come on. For reusability for things like door mechanics and stuff, the State Machine is really, really, really nice to use. This is my character controller. And like I said, for stuff like doors, I'll show you guys. I have a door set up here for if they're open, closed, locked, whatever. You can change all kinds of data here in the State Machine for what the setup for that specific door is. You drag it onto a door, you set all this stuff up, and then it just works. So it's just a really convenient way to be able to reuse stuff. So that, I did a bunch of that, just reorganizing and rebuilding, and the characters are all rebuilt and stuff too. I went through their setups in here. I had character managers on here. I still do have the character managers, but they are now a State Machine that I can reuse for each character. Just, you know, inputting their specific name and their model and everything. And one of the major things that I rebuilt for the characters that I'm really happy with is, instead of using a bunch of variables, I actually ended up using status effects for their stamina regeneration and stamina draining for when they're running. And that actually works really, really nicely. It's a really smooth setup. I think somebody already has a tutorial out there for doing that, but if you guys would like me to do one, I can. Just let me know. It's really easy. It would probably be like a 5-minute tutorial or something. It's a pretty simple thing to set up. But I'm much happier doing that than I was with doing the variables. It's so much easier to check conditions and stuff like that. So that was redone. I think I'm at the point now where I can actually start up this game and show you guys some of the gameplay stuff that I have done here. So the characters are all animated. I did replace some of the animations with my own stuff. Using the State Machine, again, I was able to create interaction points where characters will look at stuff and give you some information about it. There's supposed to be magazines here, so just click on those. They give you little, you know, what you're looking at kind of things. You can go to a locked door. This door is locked, and she will mention that. The door says storage. I did do the key item setup akin to Silent Hill, so if you go over here and take this key, if you're anywhere but in front of the door that it's supposed to be used on and you attempt to use it, she will say, I cannot use that here. However, if you go to the door that you're supposed to use it on, you can either go into your inventory, click on it, and press use, or in terms of, this is dependent on, if it's a door key, they will use it automatically. If you click on this door, it will just do that, and then you can go in and look around. It won't do that with other key items because they're kind of supposed to be a puzzle, but like door keys are really obvious, so they're just, they automatically work if you have them in your inventory. One of the other cool things that I did that I'm really happy with is flashlight animations. You can equip the flashlight here. And she actually has different animations for whether she has the flashlight on or off. She obviously has it in her hand right now. And then she will... Oh, come on, Unity. Goodness gracious. Unity doesn't like it when I'm recording, so I'm not surprised that this is happening. My volumetric light beam asset is still being used for most of the lighting in this game. Oh my gosh, come on. I haven't opened this in a while, so it's just reloading everything, and wow, what the heck is it doing? That was really weird. Unity is not liking me today. I apologize, you guys, but oh well. So she has different animations based on whether or not the flashlight is on or off. So she runs normally when the flashlight is off. If you turn the flashlight on while she's running, she kind of stabilizes it a little bit. Oh my god, the weird blue stuff is just Unity being slow to render. Because I just updated and opened Unity, so it's just being a butt. But yeah, so that was something it took me a while to figure out using state masks, avatar masks, and states in Game Creator, but it's a cool little addition. You guys will also probably notice that there's bars underneath here. I did a durability kind of a hacky thing, because items aren't really supposed to have stats, but using Game Creator's stats, I did end up managing to give each of these items what it's basically a durability. For a flashlight, it's batteries. For weapons, it's durability, stuff like that. And those do actually work. I don't have a setup, I don't think, or do I have a setup for testing them? Oh, I do, kind of. I don't know if it'll work though, because I don't have... I don't remember if I had this set up or not. No, I don't have it set up at the moment. But they do work. I had them working before. I just didn't save the testing thing. The inventory is completely overhauled from the inside out. It should be looking a lot different from my last devlog, and oh my god, Unity, you annoying thing. If I go, I have two of these characters set to be my allies at the moment, so they're on my team. If I get close to them, I can actually go into their inventories, and all of this works. So you can click on a character, they have their own inventory. Click on somebody else, they have their own inventory. You can switch between the two inventories, and then you can also swap items between the two inventories. And this was completely, like, hand done. Again, I'm not gonna get into the meat and potatoes of how I did this, because it would be a very, very long video. But this was a hell of a thing to set up. But it works, so it took me weeks and weeks and weeks to get this all to work. You can go to, like, this is a multi-item pickup. So there's a storage, or there's like a box here with a bunch of stuff in it that you can pick up. You can have other characters pick it up if your player doesn't want to pick it up. If their inventory is full, whatever, you have the option to have other characters that are close enough to you pick it up. You can also go to the storage chest here, and you can select a character, and then you can store items and retrieve them if you would like. Again, took me quite a bit of time to set all this up, but it's working and I'm happy, so that's great. I think that's about it with general gameplay. The last thing that I'll show you guys that's just kind of a neat little thing that I wanted to do is I did set up a system where you can use a gamepad. In this case, I'm using a PS4 controller. So if you go in here, go to options, because I actually have an animated options menu now. You can go over here to where it says console controls. There's a little drop down. Click on, the only one that I have set up at the moment is PlayStation 4. So you click on that, and it's going to reload into being able to use, I'm gonna turn on my PS4 controller here. you can now use the PS4 controller to walk around, do all this cool stuff, open the inventory. You have all kinds of working stuff. The, oops. Oh gosh. Why on earth? This was working before, I swear. I don't know why it's deciding to... Actually, let me restart it, because since Unity was being weird before, I'm wondering if it's not liking this setup now. Because I was just playing this with the controller before, and it worked fine, so I'm assuming that Unity is bothered by me, because it was just doing a bunch of weird stuff anyway. Let's see. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Just had to be restarted. So you can see the first items here are all selectable, and why the heck did that just open up? That's weird. Yeah, Unity's just being mean to me today. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know. I'm not even like working with the journal right now. Why on earth did you pop up? Whatever. Just weird stuff. Oh, I have an error in my console. It probably has something to do with it. But anyway, you guys have the option to use right now just a PS4 controller, but all the stuff does indeed work. You can tab between character inventories. I'm not close enough to Dakota right now. There we go. You can tab between these inventories. You can see that the sprites change, so you can actually see what button does what. The L2, R2, and triangle and stuff like that. Switching panels, all that fun stuff. So that's basically everything that I've done in the last, I don't know how many months. And there are a few things that I'm not sharing here just because I haven't finished them. Obviously, I was working on the journal a little bit ago, and that I did not complete yet, but I needed to get the devlog out there before I continue, or it's going to be even longer. So that was partially done, which is probably why it popped up and decided to be weird on me. But yeah, I've done a lot in the last number of months. I have been doing because I have multiple things that I work on. I've been doing costume commissions and all that, so I work on this when I can, but I did get a lot done, so it's not dead. I just am really bad at logging progress. Again, if you guys want to follow progress a little bit, usually I imagine that I'm gonna post more on this Discord than I am going to post on YouTube. Join the Lost Hours server if you guys want to keep up with this project, because I'm very likely to post a lot more on there than I am going to on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them for me. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, either on YouTube or Discord. I'm on Discord quite a bit. I'm usually on my computer. I have it on at least sitting on my desk. Let me know if you guys want to see any of this stuff more in depth, and I can kind of explain, you know, how this stuff is set up if you guys want to do it for your own game. Whatever you'd like, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for following this project. It means a lot.